The following is a feature presentation of our nation's sports show. The most wild, unpredictable month is here. Not only does the greatest tournament in the world of sports, March Madness, begin next week, but in the National Football League, their madness is just getting started. Tomorrow, the next league season officially begins. Already, multiple players are on the move, and multiple trades and signings taking place. New players will be playing in new locations for the upcoming 2026 regular season. In the NBA last night, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the defending world champions, the Oklahoma City Thunder, took on Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets in one of the best games played during this year's NBA season. Tonight, we break it all down. It's showtime.
Good up to the court, talking all that is sport, breaking down the latest news, scores, and more. Welcome to our Nation Sports Show.
Here we go again, folks. It is that time of the week. It is Tuesday, and you know what that means. Our show is live, our Nation Sports Show. What's going on, everybody? I am Ezra here, and we have a loaded show for you tonight, man. There's so much news as we prepare to head into the new league year in the NFL. Trades, signings, releases, all this and more. We're going to get into that. Also, the World Baseball Classic is going on right now. The press conference today for Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey was also set for today, even though the fight doesn't happen for a little while. Also, just other major news in the world of sports. We'll get into all of that and more. So just stay tuned to our show as it becomes available, and if anything breaks, we will let you know as well. With that being said, you can follow us at Owen_Sports Show on Instagram and Facebook and all that. So just follow our Nation Sports Show. Okay? Just do that. It makes it easier on all of us if we just say that, especially Steven, who I heard is about to become a woman and may change his name to Stephanie, but I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. But no, you can follow us at Owen_Sports Show on X, Twitter, and Facebook, Instagram, and everywhere else. YouTube, our Nation Sports Show. Don't forget to follow us all there. Like, subscribe, share with your friends and family. There is it's going to be a lot coming up here with all this stuff, so stay tuned. And with me right now is my heavy metal brother from the great state of North Kakalaki. I don't have a real good pun today, so I'm just going to pass it off. Big Steven Wyand, what's up, man?
Quite frankly, I do not feel like a woman. I feel like a real man's man. What's going on, everybody? We are here. We are here to talk about the world of
sports. Touch your mind.
Yes, we are here. We are live, and there is a lot to talk about in the world of the NFL because, boy, let me tell you, you couldn't even do an intro for more than 3 minutes. Wait a minute. Did I just hear myself say 3 minutes?
Cannot play song due to copyright infringement.
Yeah, there's a lot of news that went down in the NFL over the last 48 to 72 hours with players going to different locations, whether it be by trade, signings, and all of that good jazz. We are here to talk about all of that. Plus, the NBA had some hot games in the league, especially last night with the Thunder and the Nuggets. Uh, the Knicks are struggling on the West Coast after dropping 2 games against the Lakers and the Clippers. Yeah, they are not looking good these last couple of games, and should be a very interesting show, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So let's do this.
Absolutely, man. And I mean, there's so much. It's hard to pick a spot where to begin as far as what we know, what we've seen. It's been a pretty busy day for people like Diana Rossini, Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport. Those guys who are busy covering this stuff every minute and every minute of the day. But let's start off with the biggest news of the week, in my opinion, and that is that one of the top defensive players is officially now moved to the other coast. And I'm talking, of course, about Max Crosby, formerly of the Raiders. Max Crosby is going to the Ravens. He was traded to the Ravens with the condition of 2026 and 2027 first round picks. Now, other teams that were in the discussion to get him were the Chicago Bears and the Dallas Cowboys. However, the Cowboys were only able to offer him offer the Raiders a first and second round pick, which of course they kind of passed on that. And the Bears were ready to offer first round picks on both years, but the numbers were not going to be as high as projected. So the Ravens snuck in there and were able to get him. And now one of the best defensive ends, one of the best pass rushers in the game, is going to be in Baltimore, making that defense even more scary.
Yeah, this is one of the more shocking trades that has so far happened in this early stages of the offseason for the NFL. And I know Crosby has been very, very vocal in the Raiders' lack of, consistency on the field. And obviously he wanted to go play, with the team that can contend and has the potential to do so. And this right here could be very beneficial to the Baltimore defense because, as we have all known in the last couple of years, their defense has really struggled over the last couple of years, whether it be in the playoffs or being the casualty that kept them from getting into the playoffs last year. Because when Kyle Hamilton went down with that injury against the Steelers in Week 18, that right there left a gaping hole in that Ravens defense. And let's call it like it is, for the longest of times, they have had struggles getting in the backfield and stopping these quarterbacks, whether they're mobile or not, and or they're a pocket passer like Aaron Rodgers. I mean, you give Rodgers all day long, I don't care how old he is, he's going to carve you up. If you give him that much time, I don't care, who you are. You give any quarterback that much time, they're going to find a crease in that defense and let that ball rip. And what a great move by Baltimore. And I know Max Crosby is happy to be where he's at right now. And I know he put out a video on social media talking about how he wanted to bring the Super Bowl, to the Raiders and all that good stuff. I get that, but man, be honest with yourself. Like, you were not going to win with this team because how that franchise is ran, it is a disaster. I mean, sure, they got the first and the 14th overall pick in the draft this year, but they have a lot of problems on their team, and they clearly don't have. They don't have, they don't have, the infrastructure, to do any significant damage in the offseason to lure players to come play with them. Because as you know, no matter who goes into that stadium, the other team's fan base is going to take over Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah, exactly. And when you look at this whole situation with him, we kind of figured Max was going to be out the door. It started off with the reports of him supposedly being unhappy with the Raiders organization for the way they wanted him to sit out for the rest of the season with that knee injury, and he wanted to keep playing. And they told him, "No, you're deactivated. You need to sit down and heal that knee up." And of course, Max being Max and being who he is, he said, "No, I want to keep going. I want to keep going. I want to keep moving." And they told him no. So I think that played maybe some role into it. I don't know. That could be just rumor and scuttlebutt and all that stuff, but it is what it is. But I think personally, when it comes down to it, is that yeah, you're right, Steven. He's not going to win a championship with that team at all. There's just no way. But we'll get to some of the additions that they did make in a few minutes. But at that current time, he definitely wasn't going to make it with that team at the time. And one of the big things you want to talk about full circle, and we'll stick with the Raiders for a brief second. Former Jets quarterback Geno Smith was officially let go by the Raiders. Well, hey, as Kevin would say, the circus comes back around. He's going back to the Jets for a second tenure.
Well, man, has Geno Smith experienced the highs and the lows, and now he's experiencing hell on earth. What is that, you ask? The Jets. The misery. I mean, hey, Metallica wrote it best. Misery loves company. Damn right they do, because that's all the Jets have in their existence.
Couldn't tell me. Couldn't tell me twice on that.
Oh dear God! Like, what's next? They're gonna bring. Well, too bad they don't have Zach Wilson anymore because I think he's still with the Broncos.
Yeah, he'll get released. He'll have more time to hunt cougars.
Yeah.
But another big release that happened earlier this week was the release by the Texans of Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon requested that he be let go.
I know he just came from that team a couple years ago, but man, Cincinnati, bring him back, damn it. Because Joe Mixon in Cincinnati was a great asset to that team. Because it took all the pressure off of Burrow, off of Chase, off of Higgins. Because Joe Mixon, when he is healthy, he is one of the best pound for pound running backs in the NFL. I mean, hell, he threw a pass in the Super Bowl. I mean, man. I mean, a 78-yard TD pass, of all things. I mean, Joe Mixon, I mean, he had that one good year, and then he wasn't there with them last year because of nagging injuries. And if I'm Mixon, I don't blame him. Get me the hell out of Houston too, because CJ Stroud's regression, and I know Kevin has talked about this on numerous occasions on and off the show, it needs to be studied because David Montgomery, you could be frustrated all day long, pal, that you weren't getting the carries that you wanted in Detroit, but my friend, you made the wrong move
Yep.
in leaving Detroit because
And he did.
because right there it's going to get that. Like, I don't care how good you are, because again, like we had talked about with these quarterbacks, even if they're talented, you have to have an offensive line to block for you. Just like if you're a talented running back, you have to have a defense or an offensive line that can block for you and to beat up on the defenders to give you a shot to get through the gaps. If the offensive line isn't that great and consistent, that don't mean shit, because Montgomery is a physical back. He's quick. He can run through tackles and get to the outside when he needs to. But man, I think he's going to struggle with this Texans team. I mean, and speaking of the Lions, they made some moves over the last couple of days. We'll get into over the broadcast. But yeah, as we look into this offseason, it's just going to get crazier and crazier as the weeks progress.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, for the Bears, it started off with some unfortunate news. and that is that the Bears had to let go of several people, had to let people go, including Tremaine Edmonds on the defense. Another one was to trade away to DJ Moore. DJ Moore got traded to the Bills for some picks. Bears will receive a second-round pick this year, and the Bills will receive a fifth-round pick and DJ Moore, which we knew that was coming. He had one of the highest contracts of the cap in our group, so we knew we had to let him go. Cam Jordan was another name that came up that after 15 years with the New Orleans Saints, he is going to be testing the free agent market. So Cam Jordan's going to be on the market, and people who need a man like him can get him.
I mean, Cam Jordan, he's been one of the best defenders in the NFL for what, 15 years, 16 years?
15,
I mean,
15 seasons with the Saints.
I mean, and Cam Jordan, for the majority of his career, has been very healthy, and he can still get after quarterbacks and make quarterbacks' lives a living hell. And so, no matter who picks him up, they're going to find a good defender. And I'm telling you, I think the Ravens could use him. I think maybe the Steelers could get him. Hell, I even think the Bengals could use him because Cincinnati could use all the help in the world they need to bolster their defense and to give their defenses chances of getting stops. Because Cam obviously is a veteran in the NFL. He's been playing a long time, and that's a very long career for a defensive player, in this league. Because obviously, as we know, it's a physical and violent game. And Jordan, no matter where he lands, he's going to be a great spot for any team.
Yeah, for sure. Also, too, the Rams got themselves a new guy on their defense. His name is Trent McDuffie from the Chiefs.
Not only that, but they got both the Chiefs defenders.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, they got oh, I can't remember.
What's his name? What is it? Justin.
Sounds familiar.
Is it I think it's Davis, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Um,
We'll have to look at that in a minute here.
but as far as Trent McDuffie is concerned, Trent McDuffie is a great pickup for the Rams because again, the Rams defensive backs last year, that was one of their Achilles heels, and they could not stop anybody. And that is why Jackson Smith and Jigba or Shaheed or any of Seattle's receivers and running backs got open in the passing game for Sam Darnold and company because Trent McDuffie brings championship poise, the pedigree to win it all, and to come up in big spots.
And the funny thing is, you mentioned Shaheed. Well, Shaheed is returning to Seattle on a new deal. I don't know what the specifics are. I don't remember right off the top of my head. But that was announced today that Rashid Shaheed is coming back to Seattle.
And that's a hell of a weapon right there because not only can he catch the ball in the flat or in the slot or down the field, but he's also one of the best kick returners in the NFL.
Yeah. By the way, the Chiefs receive for the trade with Trent McDuffie, they'll get number 29 first round pick. They got a fifth and sixth rounder this year and a third rounder in 2027. So Chiefs made off pretty good pick wise in the draft. Let's see. Also, I'm scrolling through what I'm kind of looking at our stuff too, Steven, to kind of get a look. We went through a lot of their stuff. Oh, the Bears.
Jalen Watson, that's who it is. I'm sorry. That's his name. Jalen Watson.
Yep. There you go. The Bears made a move on center because obviously it was announced last week that Drew Dahlman was going to call it a career. So with that, the Bears sent a 2027 fifth round pick to the Patriots to get Garrett Bradbury from the Patriots, who's a pretty efficient back or a pretty efficient center.
Yep.
0 sacks last year from Bradbury.
And that's good because obviously they're going to need all the help they can get up front. Now they got a new center.
Yes. Former tackles leader in 2024 for the Colts, Zaire Franklin, got traded to the Packers. And that makes sense because they did lose Quay Walker today, and we'll get into that here in a few minutes. The Packers traded Rashawn Gary to the Cowboys.
And Gary was a pretty solid defender for the Packers.
Yep. Here's a big one. Kenneth Walker is signed with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Holy shit! Man, oh man, oh man. Kansas City is going in for the kill again.
Imagine Kenneth Walker at running back in any of the receivers they got, along with Travis Kelce, who, by the way, announced today that he is back.
Yup.
Another season.
Dude, I am telling you, all of the criticisms, rightly so, that we have given on this show, and any YouTuber that does content like this, whether it be live or pre-recorded stuff, we have all called out the glaring holes of the Kansas City Chiefs running game. Boy, oh boy, have you just taken the pressure off of Patrick Mahomes. Because Kenneth Walker the third is, and I'm calling it, he is the best running back right now in the NFL because of how physical that man is. Kenneth Walker could be in the backfield about to be tackled. And we've seen it happen multiple times in the playoffs this last year. The fact that he can escape from 2 to 3 tackles and look like it's going to be a 3-yard loss and then gain 17. And that happened on a 3rd and 17 play. I'm like, there's no way they're going to get out of this. Nope, Kenneth Walker just juking defenders out of their shoes and cleats and just got the first. And I'm like, my God, that dude is just a physical, hard-nosed, take no prisoners bullshit runner. I mean, just what a physical athlete.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, I said it on this show. The minute that Seattle said they were going to let him walk, I said that's a huge mistake because Kenneth Walker is gonna get paid. And he's gonna get a good offer. And if I'm not mistaken, one of us on this show did say he would be a great fit for Kansas City. Boom! And they got him. And
yeah,
the one thing that lastly on this part, then I'll throw it to you. The one thing that Kenneth Walker has, that Kelce has, and that Mahomes has, is championship experience.
Exactly. And that's what makes the difference is that Kenneth Walker's been there, he's done it, he's won it. And that's going to add some credence to that team. But like you said, he fills that hole in the running back game that's been missing for a while with Kansas City. It's going to give some of that weight off of Patrick Mahomes' shoulders and allow him to play more efficiently and give him more time to be able to make smarter plays. You know, especially eventually when he comes back from this torn ACL injury.
Yeah. And knowing Mahomes, now that you done got your running back, you know he's busting his ass to be back in week 1 if he can somehow do it. Because if Jason Tatum can come back from a 10-month Achilles injury and playing back with the Boston Celtics last weekend, then anything can happen in sports by today's standards.
We've seen John Cena come back 3 months from a torn pec. We've
Yep.
seen Edge come back in less than 8 months from a torn Achilles himself. You
Yep.
know?
Yep.
So we've seen a lot of that in sports and entertainment. People come back from devastating injuries in short amounts of time, and that's the miracle of the medical science. So we'll see what happens. But Steven, you mentioned about big-time players getting paid. Let's talk about your 49ers and getting Mike Evans from the Tampa Bay Bucks. 3 years, $60.4 million. Finally, the 49ers have their number one wide receiver, something that Brock Purdy has been missing from his weapons gallery for a very long time.
And again, just like with Kenneth Walker III, Mike Evans brings that championship pedigree because he won with the greatest quarterback of all time. And that's not just me saying it, others say it. Sports Illustrated says it. Bleacher Report says it. NFL.com says it. ESPN says it. Everybody says it. CBS Sports, you name it. Tom Brady. Mike Evans is one of the best receivers in the game today. 12 great years with the Bucks. And now he is calling the Bay his home. And boy, what a pickup for San Francisco. Just a great pickup by the Niners because they need it. Because after the failed experiment that was Brandon Ayuk, after the whiny little bitch that was Debo Samuel, oh, I want the ball, and not getting it done. Not taking away from Debo's credit, as an athlete, but let's be honest, he was whining like a little bitch because he wasn't getting his way. And obviously, George Kittle was phenomenal. Kittle's going to do Kittle things. And this right here takes all the pressure off of George Kittle. Because George Kittle obviously is one of the best blocking tight ends in the National Football League and is also one of the best route catching tight ends in the NFL,
Yeah,
period.
but it also takes pressure off of another guy, and that's Run CMC, Christian McCaffrey.
Yes.
He don't have to play as many snaps as a wide receiver. He can stick to being what he specializes in, and that's being a running back.
And you don't have to tire him out as much because now Kyle Shanahan can keep him predominantly in at running back. Or occasionally, if you want to put out there in the slot, you can do that too.
Yeah, you could have the two wide receiver tight ends that make that work. And
Ah!
here we go.
Say his name and he appears.
I believe in nobody.
What's up, fellas?
Well, we know somebody is happy about, as The Rock would say, finally, San Francisco has a true number one receiver in Mike Evans, and we're just talking about that.
Yeah, I thought I was about to be. I thought I ain't seen one since Jerry Rice. Jesus Christ, or T.O.
Kev, what are your thoughts on this? Because I know you're happy.
Oh, I love it because yes, he has had injury riddled season last year, and he's going to the 49ers, so there might be very well possibly another injury happening. But for
At least
the
he's going down with the
price
sinking ship.
for the price that we got him at 16 million per year, I mean he's making 12 million less than Ayuk, and Ayuk hadn't played. So I much rather chance Mike Evans on a 16 million year per deal because guess what? When he is healthy, it's an automatic 1,000 yards. And Dan Orlovsky on ESPN basically hit it on the head this morning. He says if this is a healthy team, we're going to see remnants of Matt Stafford to Devontae Adams, them goal line slant routes for touchdowns. Going to be the same shit in San Francisco. Purdy and Evans is going to be the equivalent of Stafford and Adams, the easy touchdowns because you got a red zone threat. So, and about damn time because I'm telling you, poor Brock Purdy was out there throwing to a bunch of peons last year against Seattle, and it was like a handicap match. You had to watch Purdy run for his damn life and Christian McCaffrey take a pounding because they got no weapons outside. And all I got to say is play Mike Evans one-on-one with no help if you want to, because I promise you that's going to be a big mistake.
Yeah, we were getting in on that. We were getting in on several of the big news trades we were talking about. We talked about the Max Crosby trade. We talked about a few of the other signings. We talked about, I believe it was we mentioned about Kenneth Walker going to the Chiefs.
Ooh, man.
We talked about that. We
Talked about Max Crosby going to the Ravens in that trade.
I did mention about what's his name re-signing with the Seahawks, Rashid Shaheed.
Yep.
He's
Now,
back.
Kev, now I know we talked about this and I know all of us on this show were critical of KC's running game over the last couple of years, and that was one of the casualties of that Super Bowl ass whipping by Philadelphia a couple of years ago because that running game could not get nothing going. Now you have a true number one running back if you're Kansas City.
In a way, yes, but I'm not gonna sit up here and act like Kenneth Walker was Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, Bijan Robinson, guys like that. Let's not forget, Kenneth Walker actually had his starting job taken from him after the second half of the season by Zach Charbonnet. Zach Charbonnet took over that role as RB1, and Kenneth Walker was and that was the one knock on Seattle most of the season until the playoffs. Obviously, they stepped up then. The one problem Seattle had, and this is why they kicked field goals and beat the Colts with all field goals, they could not run the ball. So I'm not sure if Kenneth Walker is really going to fix the Chiefs' running problems. I think that's going to be more of an offensive line issue, and we'll see if the Chiefs can actually fix that.
Yeah, I could definitely see where you're coming from, Kev, on that. Definitely. Yeah, and I forgot about Chardonnay being the true number one running back on that Seahawks team. He was until he suffered that unfortunate injury, which put him out for the rest of the season. And then
Yep.
Kenneth Walker stepped up and stepped up big time. So I guess probably the specter of that, of him, stepping up when he did, especially in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl. I think that's kind of putting everything in front, putting the car kind of before the horse a little bit, if you would. But I mean, is he the answer? We won't know until the season begins, and we'll see what his progress is and how the Chiefs do starting out. But it's gonna be a telltale sign of what things to come. I mean, obviously, we know now that Travis Kelce will return for his, I believe it's his 13th or 14th season.
14th season.
14th season. So now he's officially coming back. He announced that at Pat McAfee today. So it's going to be really interesting. And then obviously keeping with the Chiefs, obviously it was announced today that Isaiah Pacheco has left, and I forget who he signed with.
Detroit.
Detroit.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I think it's good for Detroit. They now got another. They got their next Knuckles, so to speak, in Sonic and Knuckles. They basically got David Montgomery's replacement. He's not as physical as David Montgomery, but I believe he catches the ball better than David Montgomery. So if Jameer Gibbs needs a break, you could trust Pacheco to come in there and get it done. And for Kansas City, they already upgraded. I mean, Pacheco ain't no starting top 15 back when Kenneth Walker is. I mean, top 15 at least. So, I mean, you've already upgraded. So, I feel Kansas City wouldn't really miss them.
And I'm not. This is obviously not based on bias, but I think one of the teams that's been quiet in the way their moves have been covered, but the way their moves have been done has been super smart, has been the Bears. The Bears have been making a lot of smart moves. They've been getting players that fit the roles perfectly, that do really good in their roles, but are not super expensive in putting towards the cap. And I think Poles has really kind of shown his smarts on some stuff, like signing, for instance, getting Devin Bush from the Cleveland Browns, signing him to that deal, or
And
even
obviously, he was a part of that Browns defense that was really good too.
yeah, and also one of the other big ones was getting Kobe Bryant from the Seahawks on safety.
And he's one of the best safeties in the game too.
I gotta be honest though. I think, and I don't know if y'all's GM was the same GM from like 3 years ago, but I think they learned their lesson, and that's why they let Tremaine Edmonds walk. Because remember, he came from was it Buffalo or Philadelphia?
I believe it
In the
was
and
Buffalo.
and Chicago paid out the ass for him, and that was eating a chunk out of their salary. And that's not how you play free agency ball. You don't just pull a New York Jets and throw the table at every damn person because they're there. You're just like in the casino, just throwing chips away, and you don't even know what the hell you're getting. And I think Chicago's doing a great job. That's what winning organizations do. I mean, you look at the Rams. I mean, they made the trade, but they don't go out and sign a million players. The 49ers, they don't go out and they make one big splash, and guess what? They don't pay nothing else. They allocate their funds toward their future. And that's how you play ball. And that's how the GM plays ball. And then you got all these losing teams like the Vegas Raiders who gave a center the highest paid center in NFL history. You know what? I'm not going to get into that. But I mean, that's what I mean. They're just out there throwing money because they have it. It's burning a hole in their pockets. And I'm like, okay, that's not how you win. You don't want to trust a bunch of guys that are on their second and third contracts. While, yes, you might have a couple of great stud players, you want to build through the draft. That is where you want to hit, and that's where you want to make your bread and butter as you're building a team. And I think that's what winning organizations do.
Yeah, and also the Bears are also filling holes from some of those departures with credible guys like getting Bradbury from the Patriots, who allowed 0 sacks as center. Getting him, bringing in Devin Bush, who was had his best 2 years in Cleveland these past 2 seasons. And then they also brought in to help out not only wide receiver but also as a returner, Khalif Raymond from the Lions.
Yep.
And I thought that was a smart move too. He's on a 1-year deal, but it's not overtaxing towards the salary cap at all.
I think that's more of a Ben Johnson trusting his system instead
Yeah.
of the front office actually going out just trying to pay for players' talents. More of it is you want to trust your head coach and their system and bring in players that can play within that system and get your money's worth. Like we've seen, like from my team example, we bring in Kendrick Bourne, who was literally walking the streets, but he's been in our system. And what did he do last year? I think against the Rams, he had over 110 yards catching, 120 yards. So I mean, that's what Chicago's doing. They're leaning into the Ben Johnson system. They're finding players for good value that can play within the confounds of the system.
Oh my God. Look who is here.
The Alice Cowboys. There ain't no D.
Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, he is back for a little bit, Mr. JT Joey Thornton.
Hey, he's about as quiet as the Commanders have been in free agency.
Oh,
Horrible.
you busted.
You must. Nice.
Man, you gave this guy a great introduction. He just blew it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, what do you expect? He is a Commanders fan and a Braves fan.
There's also been a report going around that the Bears are also might be pursuing Taylor Decker from the Lions as well, another guy who worked under Ben Johnson.
Right.
Joey, are you there?
If you are trouble, blink twice.
I won't be able to see it though.
Damn it. Damn y'all.
Can't help you there.
Damn y'all.
Keep trying.
Even with a damn blind joke on his own show.
God damn it. God damn it.
Here's the true meaning of the term "you can't see me."
Yeah, literally.
Oh my God, we're stupid.
I feel bad for those that were trying to watch that underground match on Saturday for the first couple minutes and you couldn't see shit. It didn't affect me. Just saying. Anyway.
By the way, this just broke about an hour ago. The Eagles had their first outside free agent signing this year. That is Rick Woolen on a 1-year, $15 million max deal.
Oh. Damn. What the fuck? Wait a minute. You said Tariq Woolen. Why the fuck they need another cornerback? They got Quinyon Mitchell. You know what?
This is a cornerback.
Why would they need another? You know what? Carry on.
The Saints have signed former Falcons linebacker Caden Ellis.
All right, round 2. Joey, can you hear us?
Okay, yeah, I think I joined from the browser last time.
Man, you know this technology. You've been doing this for how long now?
Shut up, okay? It's been a month. I've had a lot going on.
Oh, there he is.
You don't say, good sir. No, I know. I know. Thanks for joining for a few minutes. I appreciate it, man.
Oh, yeah, not a problem.
We were just going over some of the free agency stuff. We just talked about we went over Max Crosby. We went over the
news of Kenneth Walker going to Kansas City.
Walker going to the Chiefs. We talked about 49ers getting Mike Evans. What are some of the thoughts on those more standout, big money, big name trades and signings?
Okay, well, definitely Max Crosby, huge, huge, huge plus for Baltimore's rush defense because Baltimore's rush defense has not been the best over the past number of years. So getting a being able to get a guy like Max Crosby without really giving up a whole lot in return, that right there is a huge, huge win for Baltimore right there. And now, if I'm Joe Burrow and Shadur Sanders, I'm like, oh shit, I now got to face this guy twice a year. And if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm like, nope, I'm not coming back to Pittsburgh. I'll stay retired.
If you're freaking Shadur Sanders, you'd be like, how much of my father's fortune can I still live off of?
You know what? I want to piggyback off that for a minute. Poor Joe Burrow. This guy is gonna be straight fuck in his own position because if I'm literally going, he needs to retire. He needs to pull the Andrew Luck. You're playing with a shitty offensive line, and here you are 6 times a year. You got to play T.J. Watt twice, Max Crosby twice, and Miles Garrett twice. Good fucking luck. It's gonna get murdered. We're about to see Kevin from Home Alone get murdered.
Joe Burrow is going to be regretting coming back to the NFL last December. He's going to be thinking to himself, oh my God, I am fucked 3 times.
He's gonna sound like
Big time.
what's the guy that was saying? Practice? Are you shitting me? That's what Joe Burrow.
He's gonna sound like Jim Mora.
Jim Mora. That's what Joe Burrow's saying when that trade went out. Are you shitting me?
Like Joe
It's gonna be
Burrow
like that.
is about
It's gonna
to
be like that guy
experience.
from. It's gonna be like that guy from Arrested Development. I made a huge mistake.
Joe Burrow is about to experience his worst nightmares coming true. I mean, my God. I mean, he has the worst of all the worlds when it comes to the AFC North alone. I mean, Miles Garrett, freaking Max Crosby. Oh man, he is going to experience a lot of problems in this division all year long. I mean, T.J.
I'm
Watt and
telling,
go
I'm
ahead.
telling you one thing. If I'm Joe Burrow, I'm telling you one thing. If I'm Joe Burrow, the first chance I had to get out of Cincinnati, I'm booking a first class one-stop ticket. If I'm Joe Burrow, first
If
chance.
I'm Joe Burrow, I'm going. How many more years do I have left in my contract? When can I retire?
Yeah. Or
How
or
much
where
money do I put
or
back?
when does my contract run out so I can leave via free agency or ask for a trade?
He's probably thinking to himself, I signed my contract for this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he might get hit so hard he can go join Atlanta with Tua and Michael Penix, and
Oh, we're going to get to
Oh,
that.
they're gonna ask you,
oh,
what's 2 plus 2?
hell no.
Blue.
What's 2 plus 2? Do you
Uh,
know Tua? Yeah, I know. Thomas and Jefferson, sucker.
You're
That's
wrong.
gonna be Joe Burrow's answer.
You
But
did.
yeah.
You did just say that.
Yes, I did
For
just say
me,
that.
you didn't just say that.
But yeah, I mean, speaking of Tua and Miami, congratulations, Dolphins. You just had to eat one of the worst dead cap money hits in sports history. $99 fucking million.
Yep. Then
And
turn around and spend it on a fucking backup quarterback in
And you know what the best part about it is, Kev? Tua still gets paid with Atlanta. Why? Because Miami is still paying that dude nearly 60 million pissing dollars.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, this year alone.
So congratulations, Dolphins. You got yourself out of this shit show of a quarterback in the last couple of years because his concussion hitting ass can't stay healthy, can't throw a ball to save his life. And oh, by the way, Atlanta must be desperate for more succubus because he got rid of Kirk Cousins' choking ass in a big spot, especially prime time. And oh, let's get a guy that hasn't won in the fucking cold in God knows how long, especially in the playoffs.
I think
Yeah.
you freaking get a guy whose brain is the consistency of a can of Campbell's chunky New England clam chowder.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, Atlanta went from Michael Penix to a Polynesian Michael Penix. A bunch of lefties that are inaccurate and can't stay out of the fucking medical tent.
Can we get help for this guy again? Yeah, for how many times
Yeah,
has he got concussed? How about the fifth time again? Damn it! All right.
yeah, yeah. Really, Atlanta goes from a guy with a torn ACL to a guy that has a brain like a bunch of spaghetti noodles.
Yeah, because I mean,
Mamma
it,
mia.
literally.
Mama Tua.
Mama Tua, Mama Tua, let me go.
But I will
uh,
say, going back, I will say real quick, off topic a little bit, but Kenneth Walker going to the Chiefs, that is a
yeah.
pretty big pickup for Kansas City, especially to help out their run game.
Mm-hmm.
And don't even get me started about Mike freaking Evans going to San Francisco.
Yeah.
Hey, it may have taken what, maybe a year or two, maybe even almost 3 years. But San Francisco, no. Brock Purdy finally has an all-star number one receiver that he can spread the ball around to, other than Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle.
And now that
Huge
Mike
pickup
Evans
for
is
San Fran.
there, he is going to be spreading that offense out and making defenders' lives miserable because, again, he can go to the outside, he can go to the slot, he can be on the inside. Like, Mike Evans is one of the most versatile receivers in the NFL, period.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all saw
Absolutely.
that viral video that it was a 49ers beat writer posted, and it was a game last year. I believe it was a Thursday night game where it was the Bucks and the Falcons, and Baker threw a horrible ball. It was right to the corner, and Evans just went on top of his head and said, "Give me that." And then that's what he
Yeah.
brings. Those 50-50 balls, you could just chunk that shit up. Like he's gonna
Mike
come.
Evans is going to have the defenses scrambling more than Seth Rollins and the Masked Man on Monday Night Raw.
Ain't that the truth?
There you go. There you go.
Oh,
But
man.
but man, there's been a lot of activity. I mean, I just quickly mentioned about the Bears, couple of signings they've had, like Devin Bush, Kobe Bryant from the Seahawks.
And also Montgomery going to the Texans and Joe Mixon being released by the Texans. And before you guys got on, I did want to ask you, Kevin, Joey. I'll ask you, Kev, first. Where do you think Mixon needs to go? Because I said he needs to go back to Cincinnati because Cincinnati needs that true number one running back again, and Mixon was that guy.
It I really don't know because I don't know if he's gonna be healthy. I don't know what his health looks like. To be
Right?
honest, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what his health looks like. I can't really say. I believe he's not going to be a starter. I don't believe. I mean, he might have a couple opportunities to go be a starter somewhere, but he's probably going to be a 1-2 punch back. He's going to be a second punch back, and especially missing the whole entire season last year, I don't see him starting anywhere. I mean, he might go back to Cincinnati and start because yeah, they suck. They have no running game. But I really could see him joining someone like the Giants and being that 1-2 pack, that backup back to Cam Scatterbo, and
And
being able
speaking
to.
of the Giants, real quick before I go to Joey and you finish your thought, Kev, also it was announced that Tremaine Evans has signed with the Giants.
Okay. And they probably overpaid too. So
Probably. Joey?
That is a very interesting question. I mean, I've been going through some teams in my head as far as where Joe Mixon might go, and I will say I definitely agree with Kevin. I mean, I don't think he's going to start no matter where he goes. I mean, if he does wind up going anywhere, he's definitely going to be a backup. So, I mean, I can probably see Joe Mixon, and I know we just talked smack about this team, but that's because we're just used to talking smack about them anyways. But I can probably see him potentially backing up maybe Bijan in Atlanta, since Atlanta doesn't have Algier anymore, since he is now an Arizona Cardinal. I can probably maybe see him going to Tennessee, maybe backing up Tony Pollard. But yeah, as far as a team that desperately needs a running back, I mean, I could say Washington, but with Kansas City getting Kenneth Walker and New Orleans going out and giving Travis Etienne, I can potentially see us grabbing Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame with our seventh overall pick in this upcoming draft. So I definitely would say Washington because of the injury concerns, but yeah, this is a very tough option for me. I mean, I just have no idea where Joe Mixon could go because, like we've all just said, he can't stay healthy right now. And the fact that Kevin just said he missed out on the full season last year, I mean, yeah, he's gonna have that injury concern next to him for the majority of his career.
Yep. There is one more place I could see him joining. And as crazy as it sounds, I could see him joining Carolina because they did lose Rico Dowdle and
I was actually just about to say Carolina. I was just about to say Carolina. I'm not gonna lie.
I could see that. But speaking of Carolina, I gotta admit they redeemed themselves. They signed Jalen Phillips to a $30 million per year deal, and at first I'm like, the guy just came off of Achilles tear. Didn't do shit for the Eagles last year. Had like 4 sacks, and you're paying him Nick Bosa type of money. What the fuck are you doing, Carolina? But then Carolina redeemed themselves with this next one. They signed top 5 middle linebacker in the NFL, Devin Lloyd. That is where I said, okay, you know what? Carolina redeemed themselves. They went out and they spent that money wisely for Devin Lloyd last year. He was a machine for Jacksonville. He was the sole
Yeah.
reason Jacksonville's defense played so elite all year. The forced fumbles, the punch outs, the interceptions, the plays he was making. He was playing top 5 football in the NFL at middle linebacker. And Carolina, I think Carolina actually got him one with that. Now, I don't like the Jalen Phillips signing. Like I said, they paid way too much. But he does get pressure, and it's better than the damn shit show they got now on defense. So I guess if they're gonna pay that much, whatever. But they did redeem themselves by getting Devin Lloyd.
Oh yeah, definitely there. They definitely redeemed themselves getting Devin Lloyd. But I will say, since I brought up my Commanders just a little bit ago, I'm kind of on the fence right now regarding our first big free agent signing, which we signed Odafe Owe from the LA Chargers for I think it was like 4 years, $100 million. I mean, I've seen him play, and I mean, I know he did a great job in the losing effort against the Patriots last year in the playoffs, but everybody was saying that he was literally a first round bust whenever he got drafted by the Ravens back in 21 and didn't really do much of anything. So I'm kind of on the fence about what to expect out of him.
I just wonder about do y'all how much money y'all have because what the fuck it is either teams are just not wanting to try or Trey Hendrickson wants a lot of shit ton of money, but why is no one going after Trey Hendrickson? Why is it taking this long? Like, is his contract demands really like too much? Or I don't know, because the guy was a leader in sacks just last year or the year before. So if I'm teams that need a pass rusher, I'm going all in to sign Trey Hendrickson. Hell, I want to sign Trey Hendrickson to play opposite Nick Bosa.
I agree because Trey Hendrickson,
That
when
would
the
be
man's
huge.
healthy, he's one of the best.
That 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 would be huge. And I would also say, thinking about another position right offhand, the fact that Trey Hendrickson still has not gone unsigned makes me think that something either big is in the works, or if you're looking at the wide receiver core, the fact that AJ Brown was linked to New England for weeks and weeks and weeks, only to find out, whoops, they swung and missed, or AJ Brown swung and missed because the Patriots signed Romeo Dobbs today for the Packers for 4 years. So AJ Brown's shot to
Man,
go into AJ Brown's shot at going to the pages is now out the window. So who knows? So who knows where AJ Brown's going to end up now?
Be fun if he's still stuck with Philly, he's stuck in his own misery.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Him and Nick Sirianni will be getting into fist fights.
Oh, I pay to hear that.
So would I.
Speaking of, nope, there's one team that can save themselves and save AJ. Speaking of a team that has done absolutely nothing in this free agency, the Buffalo Bills. What are you doing for your wide receiver room? You know you have no number one receiver. You're like us. You're like San Francisco. You're literally going to your running back every time you turn around, or Josh Allen push. You have no receivers, and what do? Not go get a receiver. I mean, you literally let Mike Evans walk away. You literally ain't trying to get Tyreek Hill. You literally did not for Romeo Dobbs. You did not try for Rashid Shaheed.
Didn't they sign somebody or trade for somebody? I forget.
They trade.
Yeah, they did trade for DJ
Yeah,
Moore,
DJ Moore.
but he's not a number one receiver. They need to get AJ. I mean, damn.
You want somebody to throw the ball to? AJ Brown's the guy. I mean,
Don't have them run go routes like freaking Philadelphia did.
run up the middle. Run up the middle. Deep ball to AJ Brown.
Yes,
Incomplete.
Yes, and you know that AJ Brown's gonna want to go to some place where he can be a true number one receiver. And if I'm AJ Brown and if I'm the Eagles front office, I'm like, time's a ticking because these players are.
Time's up, Philly.
Literally.
The four plays of doom is officially over.
And by the
Pretty
way,
much.
by the way, I do have two new reports that just came out.
Okay.
The Giants have agreed to terms with 6-time Pro Bowl fullback Patrick Ricard.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
And also, Cam Hayward has signed a 1-year extension to stick with Pittsburgh. $32.25 million.
Man, that dude is dedicated. Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh.
$32.25 million total value with $16.25 million fully guaranteed.
Hey, I'll tell you a move that I was like, hey, this team struck gold with this one. And that is the fact that the Tennessee Titans went out and got Wan'Dale Robinson for the Giants. That was a smart pickup for the Titans. Because let me tell you, Wan'Dale Robinson, he stepped up last year after Malik Neighbors tore his ACL. He stepped up big time.
I agree on that. That's for sure. That Tennessee definitely needs to help this year, but it's going to help with the new system, new head coach. Hopefully everything can go right for them this year. But here's somebody who announced that he's coming back to the NFL, and that is Teddy Bridgewater. He's going to the Lions.
For a second there, I was about to say Teddy Long.
Oh, yeah?
Teddy Bridgewater comes back before GTA 6 comes out.
Ain't that some shit? No. But I tell you a move I really like.
Undertaker, keep it up.
Hey, I'll tell you a move I really like, and that is for the Saints, man. I mean, I like Kellen Moore going out there and getting Travis Etienne to come back home and be their starter.
That's a hell of a move.
Now
yes.
Trade Alvin Kamara. I mean, he's obviously old. He's washed. He ain't really got it no more. But now you got Travis Etienne to be your feature back in that kind of offense. He'll do pretty good.
Oh, yeah, I agree on that. The Browns are expected to sign former Packers Pro Bowl center Elton Jenkins. And also the news that broke earlier today, Nashawn Wright from the Bears signed with the Jets. A man who had 5 receptions last year with Chicago.
I was saying, speaking of the Jets, they struck gold when they brought back Geno Smith, did they?
The
circus continues.
You know what? I will say this. How about Geno Smith? He basically left and handed the Seahawks the Super Bowl. He handed the Vegas Raiders the best quarterback in the class, Fernando Mendoza, come to draft time. Now he's about to hand the New York Jets Arch Manning next year, or Lenore Sellers. How about Gino? He might as well be Santa Claus because he's just giving.
The most unselfish quarterback in the history of the NFL.
Zach
Gotta
Wilson,
love
you
him.
got your work cut out for you, buddy, because he's not in the Jets anymore. He's obviously
And
with the
he's not
Broncos.
just giving organizations presents, he's giving defenses interceptions. So, hey, he's a multitasking guy. He gives everywhere. Everybody gets a gift.
By the way, that Romeo back to that Romeo Dobbs deal. By the way, that is 4 years.
Whoa.
What's up?
Big news just happened. Apparently, the Ravens backed out of the trade for Max Crosby.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
No.
Yep. I just got breaking news. Ravens backed out of trade for Max Crosby.
Are you serious?
Yep, because you know it couldn't be finalized until the new year begins, so they officially backed out. So now the pursuit of Max
Wow.
Crosby's back on.
Oh
Wow.
boy. Everybody loses on this one because Baltimore, what in the hell are you
Come on,
faking?
Chicago! Come on, Chicago!
You know what? And you know what? That takes Dallas out because they assumed the Baltimore was going to do that, so they traded for Rashawn Gary for the Packers. So now Dallas is out when they were the ones that were originally going to land Max Crosby.
Washington, come on. Adam Peters, make a call right now, please.
Come on,
please.
Get on the phone.
Jesus Christ. What
Max Crosby on a pole match bucket.
Oh my God.
What the fuck is wrong? Baltimore might have just committed the ultimate fuckery in NFL history. Like, what are you doing?
You gotta be kidding me. Like, this is ridiculous.
Oh my God.
Like, of all players, one of the best defenders in this league that would have given your defense legit shots at getting stops and possibly making a run at a Super Bowl. You got Lamar Jackson in his prime. Derrick Henry still playing at a high level. And you back out of this trade?
Yep,
Eat shit, Baltimore.
Just posted now by official Adam Schefter said the Baltimore Ravens have backed out of, or this is what the Raiders had posted on their official page. The Baltimore, and Adam Schefter shared it. The Baltimore Ravens have backed out of our trade agreement for Max Crosby. We will have no further comment at this time. What the?
Oh, I know Christina and Ashley are pissed.
Well, you know one thing, the Ravens can pull out better than Phillip Rivers. Well,
sir.
Oh dear.
Wow.
At least that's one thing we learned today.
My
I thought Phillip Rivers' pullout game was great. Nope. Baltimore said, "Hold my beer."
Somebody put the Ravens just Frank or the Raiders.
You know what? That's crazy. The Ravens literally fucked every team up. Like, they fucked the Cowboys, fucked all these teams that got edge rushers. Like, they're like, really?
Well,
I wanted Max Crosby, and now I'm stuck with Rashawn Gary. You motherfucker.
You know what? We can truly, honestly, gents, we can universally 100% agree. That is so Raven.
Please, Adam Peters, get on the damn phone right now, Peters. Please, get on the damn phone right now.
That's what I just put. I just put on Twitter in all capital letters with a bunch of exclamation points. Polls, get on the fucking phone now.
Yes, Adam Peters, please get on the damn phone. We are still looking for another pass rusher.
I don't care if there's destructive tornadoes forming in Illinois. Get your ass on the phone with freaking Max Crosby's agent now.
You know what? I swear to God, Baltimore, you better have a good explanation for this shit. And I mean, the explanation better be you're expecting, or you had a official agreement with Trey Hendrickson for $15 million cheaper. That better be the only way that you don't
So you're telling me that Max Crosby made that fucking video in tribute to the Raiders for nothing? Like,
that's
what
the
are we doing here, Baltimore?
I'm surprised the video didn't. I'm surprised the video wasn't to "My Sacrifice" by Creed.
I swear, this is definitely the biggest fucking screw up in NFL free agent history.
And
Oh.
okay, let's play devil's advocate here, guys. Let's assume that Baltimore actually makes it to the AFC Championship game next year. And they're one play away from getting to the Super Bowl and they lose because their defense can't stop nobody. Oh, wait, Baltimore, you had him in your hands and you let him go, Max Crosby, because you will rue the day, Baltimore, that you let one of the best defenders in this league walk free to another team.
What?
Wow. I cannot
Wow.
believe it.
I
I
cannot
can't
believe
believe it.
this.
Oh my god, dude! This is
And
nuts.
this is why we do this show live. And this is why we love doing this live, because we get organic reactions like this.
I think
This is unbelievable.
yeah, someone might need a someone needs to drug test or do a breathalyzer on the GM of the Baltimore Ravens because what the fuck are you
Wait a
doing?
minute. You know what else I just
Put
realized
down
too?
the liquor and put down the phone.
You know what's also interesting, guys, is the head coach of the Ravens now is a former Chargers defensive coordinator. That is something the Chargers would do probably as well.
Oh my god.
You can take the coach out of Los Angeles, but you can't take the Los Angeles out of the head coach for
What
Baltimore.
is the hell?
It is a match made in football hell. Like, this is ridiculous. You're one glaring hole on the defensive side of the football. Because when Kyle Hamilton went down against the Steelers in week 18, Aaron Rodgers' old ass was picking apart that just crippled Ravens defense. And they could not get a pass rusher on them because Kyle Hamilton was the only reliable threat that could get any pressure as a safety. You did not have a defensive end nor tackle that could put any pressure on any of these quarterbacks, and they burned you like the barbecue, plates that go on in Kansas City. Those great barbecue dinners that they have up there, and all that good stuff. So you're telling me that you had Max Crosby on a silver platter. You agreed the terms. I have never seen any team in the NFL pull any of this shit until the Ravens. The hell is wrong with you? Ridiculous.
Just absolutely nuts. Just absolutely freaking nuts. We live in this weird time world that we're in now. It's like insanity.
We live in a world where Rush is coming back to North America and the world, touring the world with a new drummer, replacing the late great Neil Peart. We live in a world where Triumph is returning to the stage with a six-piece ensemble of some of the greatest musicians to play. And now, when it comes to the world of sports, you're seeing the Ravens pull out in epic proportion. Eat your heart out, Phillip Rivers. Make some more babies, damn it! Because the Baltimore Ravens just made your pullout game look like a bunch of fucking sissy. Jesus Christ.
You know what? I'm just wondering how much money Joe Burrow paid that damn GM for Baltimore to just send his ass back there. We've heard of Bounty Gate, but now we're going to hear of Backout Gate, and Joe Burrow's going to be the owner of it because he had to pay something to keep him away from him.
Did Joe Burrow sell his soul to the football gods and say, hey, can you get Max Crosby out of the AFC North? Because please, God, please help me, Jesus. I do not need anybody on my case, especially Max Crosby. Like, he must have sold his soul to the football gods.
Joe Burrow pulled to John Cena and turned heel. Just to get Max Crosby the fuck away from there.
He must have kicked Max Crosby in the balls and said, you know what? This is it. You're done.
I think he did that to the Raiders owner for sending them to the damn Ravens to start with.
Good Lord have mercy.
But man, I'll tell you what, if I'm Jerry Jones right now, I'm literally banging my head up against a wooden cabinet, going fuck, 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 fuck.
I guess the
Oh
Ravens
man.
said, "Oh yeah, we want Max Crosby. We're gonna give you all this." Raiders said, "Oh yeah, we're excited." Psych, bitch! I ain't giving you shit. You ain't getting it. the Ravens pulled the ultimate swerve.
It's like that Geico commercial. It's like that Geico commercial with the guy in the fishing boat with the dollar bill going, "Oh, you almost had it. Oh, you got to be quicker than that."
Yes. Yes.
We're going Max Crosby. If they did some bullshit like that, I'm praying to God they send my ass to Cincinnati so I can see Baltimore twice a year. And hell, since Joe Burrow orchestrated all this shit, he can get Max Crosby to Cincinnati too. Shit, let him let him let him handle
Hey,
Baltimore twice a year.
hey, hey, actually let Max Crosby go to Cincinnati and have him get revenge on Lamar Jackson twice a year.
Oh Jesus, damn, that's so cool. Lamar would have to play Niggs at me in Joe Burrow's shoes then. You see Miles Garrett, T.J. Watt, and
Yeah.
Max.
Good thing the Ravens signed back Ty Huntley because they're going to need him.
They probably need to
Yes.
sign Mac Jones too. They need 3 quarterbacks.
Who? Matt Jones.
Somebody, god damn. Kyler Murray, he's small. He can get away from them fat people.
No, he's gonna end up going to the frozen tundra of hell known as Minnesota.
Yeah,
Oh
you know why,
dear
you know why
God.
Kyler Murray hasn't been signed yet? Because he ain't allowed to get on a plane. The operator looks at him and says, "Sorry, you're too short to ride this ride." So he's stuck in the Minnesota airport.
Well, no, the problem is he can't hook up his PS2 to the system to play Call of Duty.
Literally, as we just spoke about this trade, guys. Ashley just texted me, said Ravens backed out a Max Crosby trade, and I texted her, "What the fuck are they thinking? Idiots! Had a great player to help them out on defense." I know she's not happy about this, and I know Christina's in Baltimore's not happy about this either because she's a diehard Ravens fan too. I mean, oh dear God.
Dude, I just messaged Garza, who's a fellow buddy Rodney Garza, who's a fellow Niners fan like you guys are. And I messaged him and put that the Ravens backed out of the Crosby deal. He goes, "What the heck? Where did you see that?" I told him Rappaport and Schefter reported it. He goes, "That's crazy." He says, "Cowboys are on deck right now." I said, "Fuck the Cowboys. Bears next. Poles, get on the fucking phone now."
On
I,
to
I mean,
Hey, hey, I put on Twitter, I was like, in all caps, I was like, Adam Peters, get on the phone right now and bring Crosby to Washington. Please.
and
I
I
put
know,
that in all caps.
and I
I did
know,
that too.
and I know Tree probably posted something on Twitter too about this because knowing him, he is going to probably end up making a video on the Ravens and like, what are you doing?
Yes.
Ooh, somebody just dropped from Diana Rossini. He did pass his physical.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Because remember,
huh?
remember he's still recovering from that knee injury that he suffered at the end of the season last year.
Oh,
The
so
one that
that
the
makes
one,
perfect sense now.
yeah, because he
I'm sorry, real quick, guys. Urinating Tree just posted on Twitter 11 minutes ago. Philip Rivers would be disappointed with this pullout.
Oh, man.
Quote
yeah,
tweet this.
yeah, Diana Rossini just posted literally not 6 minutes ago. Max Crosby did not pass his physical today per sources. The Ravens get their first round picks back.
Wow. Well, guys, I hate to hop off at an amazing time like this, but I'm just about to be home. I'm going to go in and eat me some spaghetti, then I'm going to go get ready for bed because I'm tired as freak.
Oh, I
Okay.
bet so. I
No
just
problem.
quote
But
tweeted
yeah,
this is for sure. That's so Raven.
but yeah, it was great being on
Oh,
here for about 40, 45 minutes, and hopefully you'll be back next week. Hopefully.
oh man. Insanity.
All right, guys.
Later, dude.
Later, man.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
change gears real quick before we get back to the NFL. Real quick in the NBA last night, there was a crazy game last night with the Thunder and the Nuggets. That was a wild game. Jokic had a great game. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had a great game, including the game-winning three-pointer. Crazy, crazy,
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. For the stats I read, it seemed like a pretty competitive game. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Jokic had a 4-point play in that game.
Yeah, that was a good game. But
Yeah, it
guys, I'm gonna
was.
hop off here too. I'm gonna fall asleep with Joey.
All right, dude.
But it was good being on this show, guys.
You're falling
Great job, dude.
You're falling asleep with Joey. Make sure you whisper sweet nothings into his ear.
Okay. Well, I'm about I'm about to hop off here, guys.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did he break your concentration? Later, dude.
Okay, later, guys. It was good, but hopefully we'll be back next week.
All
All
right,
right,
man.
dude.
Peace, guys.
It's insanity. What the hell is going on here tonight? Like, this is nuts.
It was completely off the rails.
I mean, Joey having audio issues, having to trying to connect to the browser wrong. Kevin falling asleep. Dude, we can't be having that because we don't want another NFL draft from 5 years ago.
Oh
No.
God, that is still my most embarrassing moment on the show.
Yeah. We're not doing that again.
I just
Nope.
blame John Carl for it, so it works out.
Yeah.
John Carl
yeah.
and that idiot Kevin. So
Yeah. We're not doing that again. Anyways, anyways, but yeah, what a crazy day.
oh,
Crazy. I mean, again, like you never see this happen with major moves like this. Never.
that's why I love when we go live because that means we can capture every single bit of the chaos.
Man. Oh.
Okay. So let's get into some. Let's take a break from the NFL. Let's go to the NBA because I could go on for the next hour about all the trades, but we don't have time. So let's go and get into the NBA real quick. 76ers star Tyrese Maxey has been diagnosed with a tendon injury in his right pinky finger and will be reevaluated in 3 weeks.
Mm.
He injured his right hand Saturday night in Atlanta, and he had some new images and specialist reviews, and was able to get it properly diagnosed. So. That's from, of course, all these reports from Shams Charania on social media. The Hornets are sending a 2026 second round draft pick to the Heat to resolve a dispute over Terry Rozier being under NBA and federal investigations over alleged gambling conspiracy during the Charlotte-Miami January 2024 trade.
Yeah, we know Rozier and Billups are in hot water with this scandal they're involved with.
Yeah, so they had to make do. So they had to kind of play nice and give him that pick as part of it because of that whole scandal.
Yeah.
Boston's, formerly Chicago's, Nikola Vucevic is expected to undergo a procedure on. He went under a procedure on Saturday for his fractured finger and will miss approximately 1 month of play. So here's some news, and this is what Kevin was talking about in our Zoom room, and that was that North Carolina's Caleb Wilson broke his right thumb in a non-contact drill in practice on Thursday and has undergone season-ending surgery. Wilson is expected to be cleared during the NBA pre-draft process, where he will compete to be the number 1 pick in June. But his season playing for North Carolina is officially done. You also mentioned the return of Jason Tatum to the court.
Yeah, and this is unbelievable because
I did not watch the game, so you're going to have to give me kind of the update on how did he do, how did he look out there.
Tatum's looking good so far in his return. I mean, it is just insane because, I mean, I remember when the injury happened against the Knicks at Madison Square Garden, and we all talked about on this show a year ago, almost a year ago, that he's probably not going to play all year long at all, and it's going to have to come back during the 26-27 year. Well, that just got debunked, and the fact that Jason Tatum is back in the 25-26 regular season, and it's going to be in the playoffs with the Celtics. This right here is a great sign for the Celtics. And speaking of the Celtics, tonight they are matched up with the number 2 seeded San Antonio Spurs in the Western Conference. So that should be a compelling game tonight. And but yeah, like it's really incredible and remarkable, the tenacity that Tatum has, to want to be back out there on the floor with Jaylen Brown and the rest of his teammates. And now that Tatum is pretty much healthy, he's the healthiest player on the floor because he hasn't played all year long. And the fact that he's back with his team and is now in prime position for the playoffs next month with the Celtics, they could be on for a pretty good run.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely, dude. And you mentioned Luka Doncic earlier in the show. He's in a different battle than on the court. This time, it's probably going to be in the courtroom because he's in a custody battle with his now ex-fiance over his 2 daughters.
Mm.
Because they officially separated in June, or they officially separated after she had filed a petition seeking child support and attorney fees.
Mm.
So now there's a little bit of a bitter custody battle going on between the 2 of them.
That's
So,
something else you're gonna have to play defense on.
oof. That is rough.
Yeah.
Of course, today was the press conference today for Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey. I really don't care, but to be honest with you, I think it's all it is a big giant money grab that's there. And both of these ladies hadn't fought in a while. Obviously, Gina's been busy with acting. She's been retired for a good long while. And then Ronda, of course, retired to join the WWE, and she hasn't fought in MMA since. So
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Like, as great as the fighters as they are in their prime, like you said, this is a complete cash grab and money grab. Like this is money grab beyond belief. I mean, just the fact that they're throwing money at the wall and they don't care. You're gonna have people that have a crap ton of money going to be going to this fight because they can afford it, but those that can't afford it, they're going to get priced out.
yeah,
That's even like with the Floyd Mayweather and the
Manny Pacquiao.
Pacquiao fight, because Pacquiao and Mayweather in their prime would have been phenomenal. They had the fight, obviously, what, 10 years ago?
Yeah,
Like 10, 11 years ago? And 11 years later, it's going to be even more expensive than their first fight.
yeah, I agree. I agree on that, and it's another cash grab, like a lot of these fights for Netflix are, especially the ones with Jake or Logan. But other news I want to get into real quick. Well, no, actually, obviously the World Baseball Classic is going on right now. Canada's taking on Puerto Rico right now. Israel, Netherlands. Italy is facing the United States on FS1 at 8 p.m. my time, 9 p.m. Central, or 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Japan beat Czechia 9-0, and the Netherlands are beating Israel right now 2-1. So that's the kind of scores going on right now with that. Also, I want to get into, there was at this past UFC event, which featured the main event of the BMF Championship. Which, by the way, congratulations to Charles Oliveira, the new, obviously the new BMF champion. Congratulations to him. It was also announced the official fight card for the UFC Freedom 250 event, aka UFC White House, June 14th on the south lawn of the White House in Washington D.C. A lot when this card was announced, it was met with heavy boos, several people walked out because there were three names that it did not feature. Well, two main ones. That being John Jones
Mm.
or Conor McGregor.
Mm.
Neither one of those names were on this card, and I believe Dana White said that John Jones will never fight in the UFC again. When asked about it. And Conor McGregor was never, I guess, either he wasn't considered or he wasn't going to make the testing pool stuff in time. But but a lot of people were very unhappy about this card, despite having names like Ilya Topuria, who's one of the big champions right now. He is, I believe, the UFC lightweight champion versus the interim champion Justin Gaethje. Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gagne. Sean O'Malley is on his card. Michael Chandler's taking on Mauricio Ruffi. And Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia. Those are the fights that were just announced on the main sector of the card. But a lot of people thought that they were going to have, names like Johnny Bones or Connor on that card to help make this truly a magnificent event, because this is the event that's taking place to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States of America.
Yep.
But it is what it is.
And those are two big names that every MMA fan knows, whether you're a hardcore or you're a casual fan. You know who John Bones Jones is. You know who Conor McGregor is. Like, you know those names because they're characters. They sell tickets, especially McGregor and Jones in their primes, respectively. And I don't care what side of the fence you're on politically, this is a blow to the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
Yeah, I agree on that, man. And it's to me, that's of course was an expectation. Very similar with the Danhausen situation. Everybody was expecting Jericho when we got Danhausen. Everybody's expecting John Jones and Conor McGregor. We got Cyril Gagne. We got Justin Gaethje. We got Michael Chandler. We got some big names on that card, but a lot of people were expecting those legendary names to be on that card because with a card so tremendous and being involved with America's 250th birthday, you figured you would have some mega fights and mega matches, but I guess Dana White, TKO, decided to go ahead and stick with matches that make more sense in the aspect of building up their future title fights. And of course, having that undisputed championship fight is the main event between Topuria and Gaethje. That's what it seems like to me. So, but we'll see what happens. That event takes place June 14th, once again on the White House, South Lawn of the White House. So it'll probably more likely will be on Paramount Plus. But I think in big news, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I think I'm good.
All right, let's close it out then. Steven, go ahead.
Great show. Glad we were able to have the four-headed monster on here. This was highly entertaining, and it's always a hoot when we get Kevin and Joey on the same show. A lot of fun times tonight, and just a lot of fun and reacting with the most organic reactions you're ever going to see on a live broadcast. The stunning news of Max Crosby is not going to be a Baltimore Raven after all. And according to reports, failing his physical. Ravens, you truly screwed up on this one. What a great show with you guys tonight. And looking forward to being back on with you guys next week as March Madness begins in the NCAA. For the world of basketball, the single-handed greatest tournament in sports history will be returning to the floor. And we will be monitoring that all month long into the national championship game, because there's going to be brackets busting and upsets to be happening. And obviously we will be monitoring the NFL off season, because the league season begins tomorrow, and we look forward to coming back on here next week and talking about all the latest breaking news in the world of sports and all of that good stuff. You can follow us on Twitter or X at Owen_Sports Show, Facebook.com/Nation Sports Show, and where we are live on a Tuesday night, recapping to all of the madness in the NFL and all that good stuff, is our Nation Sports Show at YouTube.com/Nation Sports Show. Be sure to like, share, subscribe to all your family and your friends that love the world of sports. And speaking of loving, we loved that promo last night between the Usos and CM Punk. If you have not seen it, do yourself a favor and go watch it last night because it's all over social media from last night on Monday Night Raw. And it was absolutely crazy good. Great storytelling from the guys in the ring, cutting the promos last night. You have to watch the whole thing. It's truly fantastic. And it is a work of art when it comes to pro wrestling at its finest with storytelling. And great show. And you can follow the Nation's Corner on Twitter at Nation's Corner, Facebook, the Instagram, and the YouTube channels are all at the Nation's Corner. And I'm pretty sure everybody's going to be talking about this weekend with this epic promo between the Usos and with Punk last night. Also, real quick, shout outs to the Bulldozer. Matt Tremont is back. And he will be challenging for the GCW championship.
But actually, hold on, Steven. Let me just correct you on that. He's going to be facing Christian Napier next.
Christian Napier, that's right, and his career is on the line.
And if he wins, not only is his career safe, but he gets a GCW Ultraviolet Championship match.
That is correct.
Against Otis Cogar.
Yep, that is correct. But so cool that the Bulldozer is back. Very intense, man. The big man is back. He's ready to kick ass and take names. And that should be a good match with Christian over the weekend in New Jersey. That's going to be a brutal one, and tune into that. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun this weekend. Obviously, the wrestling's going on, lots of stuff going on. NBA, NFL, will be covering that next week with the latest breaking news and all that good stuff. And with that being said, what a great show tonight with you guys. Thanks everybody tuning in live and on demand. And again, shout outs to our boys, Kevin and Joey, for joining us here tonight. Great show, boys. Ezra, wrap us up, my friend.
Yeah, I will, man. Thank you guys for joining us. It's been a great show. We deeply, deeply appreciate it. It's going to be, this week coming up is going to be very awesome. Of course, March Madness is going to be happening soon. But obviously, we're going to keep track of all the NFL updates. We'll let you know next week on the biggest and baddest trades of the year and signings. We'll be keeping an eye on that. But it was a great show tonight. Thank you to Kevin and Joey for coming on with surprise appearances. They're coming on for a little while. Nice to have the Elite Four here hanging out and doing their thing. And that's pretty much all I have. Oh, and to everybody who is in the Illinois, Indiana area, if you are listening to this in the northern area, please stay safe, especially if you are in Newton County right now in northwest Indiana. A massive tornado is on the ground. So please be safe, shelter in place, make sure you have plenty of water, keep in contact, listen to the radio for updates. Stay in the lowest room in your house or in a basement if possible, or go to a shelter with a strong, sturdy building. Because this is no joke right now. So everybody needs to remain safe. But with that being said, for Kevin Rory, for Joey Thornton, for Stephen Wyand, for our boy Hijacker Mike, Follow Smoke, and THABY, Smoke in the Bay. And for everybody in the Sports Show Nation, I am Ezra Vickery. We will see you next week for another great edition of our Nation Sports Show. Take care, everybody. Have a great week, and we will see you all next time. Same YouTube channel.
Turn me up. Turn me up. Turn me up. Turn me up.
Thanks for watching this week's feature presentation of our Nation Sports Show.